Attention duelists. Brinks here, bringing you the duels. Random. Hope y'all doing alright. Let's see what the games have in store for us this time. One Master Duel watching there. Blue Eyes player, pretty straightforward. Summon stage with either blue, use its on summon. Attempt to get a card. Opponent responds with Effect Veiler, discarding it to negate the Sage. Effect Veiler will resolve, Sage is negated. Sage will then be used as link material, linking itself away for Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Spirit's on summon will activate. Attempt to add Mausoleum of White. Opponent has an infinite impermanence, activates it to negate the Spirit with Eyes of Blue. This guy is not allowed to have any cards. Sets one card of their own in the back row, passes to Duelist B. Duelist B draws. Summons Effect Veiler. They did have another one, or they just drew it. Links their Effect Veiler away for their own Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Spirit will attempt to activate its effect. For the second time this game, a Spirit with Eyes of Blue will have its effect negated by Infinite Impermanence. Player activates a Bingo Machine and go. Ash Blossom responds to the Bingo Machine. No cards at all. You're playing with what you got in your grip. Duelist B sets one back row, crashes their Spirit into the opponent's. No monsters on board. One card in Duelist B's back row. They pass turn. Duelist A sets one, passes. They have a Magnemut in hand they could summon by banishing a monster, but they don't. Duelist B also full passes. Player A now using Magnemut, banishing the opponent's Spirit. Magnemut on summon will activate. That will resolve in the end step. Magnemut goes to battle, swings directly, unimpeded. Damage goes through. During the end step, gets to add Primite, Dragon, Ether, Barrel. Duelist B's turn. Flips up Primite Drill Beam. Shows Primite Lordly Load in hand. Banishes the Magnemut. Activates the Lordly Load. Adds their own Ether Barrel to hand. Summon Ether Barrel. Majesty of the White Dragons will activate, revealing the Blue Eyes in hand to destroy the opponent's Primite Dragon. Primite Lordly Load will then activate, naming Blue Eyes White Dragon. Molcharmi Fualos will chain. Molcharmi resolves. A Blue Eyes is summoned by the Lordly Load in defense. Player gets to draw a card thanks to Fualos. One card is set in the back row. Passes it to Duelist A. Not a great hand, but they summon Ether Barrel. Opponent with the second Primite Drill Beam, targeting Ether Barrel. Cross out Designator, naming Primite Drill Beam. That will negate the effect, so Ether Barrel will resolve and stay on the field. Ether Barrel sets Lordly Load. Activates it. Add a Drill Beam to hand. Activate the Drill Beam. Show the Blue Eyes in hand. They forget that they use Crossout Designator, so their own Drill Beam does not resolve. They attempt to use its effect to reset itself from the graveyard. It's still negated. Use the Lordly Load to summon a Blue Eyes from the deck. Blue Eyes and Ether Barrel link together. Make Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. Pass turn. Opponent's Primate Ether Barrel will return itself to the hand because they have a normal monster. Lordly Load, name Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is summoned. The first Blue Eyes will go to attack mode, swings at Hieratic Seal. It will tribute itself to bounce that Blue Eyes back to the hand. Hieratic Seal is tributed. Will then summon an Ether Barrel from the deck. Opponent summons their Ether Barrel that they got back to set a new Lordly Load. The Drill Beam in their graveyard will reset itself. Their Blue Eyes and Ether Barrel will link together for their Hieratic Seal. Pass turn. We know there's one set Drill Beam, one Lordly Load. Duelist A's Ether Barrel goes back to hand. Drill Beam, reset itself. Summon Ether Barrel. Opponent with the Drill Beam, reveal Blue Eyes. Attempt to banish Ether Barrel. This will resolve. Barrel will go bye-bye. And is negated. Other Barrel goes to attack mode, swings at the Seal. Seal. Seal will tribute itself, bounce the Ether Barrel. Seal will attempt to summon a dragon, Ash Blossom to negate. Sets one card. Attempts to use their Lordly Load to summon a Blue Eyes. Maxi will activate and resolve unimpeded, much like Fualos. Blue Eyes comes back from the dead. Opponent draws a card. Pass to Duel's B. Ether Barrel comes back to the hand. Main phase, summon Ether. Drill Beam activate, show the Blue Eyes in hand, banish Ether. Primite Lordly, summon back a Blue Eyes from the grave. They pass turn during the end step. Player activates True Light, setting Bingo Machine go. Duelist A's turn. Draws Mausoleum of White, activates it. Turns their Blue Eyes to attack mode, summon Ether Barrel. Barrel set Primate Lordly. Drill Beam in Graveyard, reset itself. Activate Bingo Machine go. Show 3 Wishes for Eyes of Blue, gets 1 to hand. Activates Primate Lordly. Add another Ether Barrel to hand. Activates Wishes, discards the Aether. Ash Blossom to negate the adding/summoning of Wishes for Eyes of Blue. Mausoleum of White. Target the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Send a normal monster to the graveyard. Increase all their monsters' attack points by 100 times its level, so 800. Also gets a boost for being a normal monster, and there being 2 Primate Lordlies on field. So they get the 1400 point boost out of that. Activates Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons, which they got off of True Light. Summon back a Blue Eyes from the grave. Wishes for Eyes of Blue will banish itself from the graveyard, equip 1 Blue Eyes with Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate, then tribute it to summon Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. Blue Eyes Tyrant swing over the Blue Eyes. Targets their set Majesty of the White Dragons, reset it from the graveyard. Goes direct with Ether Barrel, and direct with Blue Eyes for the game. An 11-turn mirror match of Blue Eyes Primite. Duelist B going first. Fossil Dynapaki. Gross. Player summons Droll and Lock. Links the Droll Lock away. For Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Add Mausoleum of White to hand. Activate the Mausoleum. Use the Mausoleum effect. Target Spirit. Send away Blue Eyes from deck to graveyard. Tribute the Spirit. Resummon that Blue Eyes. Mausoleum of White lets them get an additional normal summon of level 1 light monster. They summon Effect Veiler. Veiler link itself away for a second Spirit. Spirit and Blue Eyes link together. Make Hieratic Seal. Set 1 card, pass turn. Turn wasn't terrible for 2014. Player activates Would You Temple. Would You Temple attempt to use its effect. Hieratic Seal will respond. Return the Would You Temple to hand. Seal is tributed. Brings out Primate Ether Barrel. Reactivates Would You Temple. Player summons a Stellar who will send away the Would You Temple to attempt to summon a White Forest monster. Ash Blossom and Joy Spring responds, negating the Stellar. Player uses LZ as Amina. They can special summon it for controlling a White Forest or different Azamina monster. It is on field now. Majesty of the White Dragons will activate. Show Blue Eyes in graveyard. Pop Azamina. Player discards Fossil Dynapaka for Diabellstar. Diabellstar set Deception of the Sinful Spoils, then activates it, tributing the Astellar. Player activates Dominus Purge, preventing a card from being added. Negate and destroy the Deception. Player activates Monster Reborn, targeting the Azamina in their own graveyard. She's back. Sorry, LZ Azamina. LZ and Diabellstar. Make Moon of the Closed Heaven. We're going Fiendsmith. Moon will link itself away for Fiendsmith Requiem. Requiem will tribute itself. Summon Lacrima of the Crimson Tears. Lacrima will send away Fiendsmith Engraver. Engraver will return Moon of Closed Heaven from graveyard to extra deck to summon itself. Engraver and Tears link together. Make Fiendsmith Sequence. Sequence effect. Do a fusion with monsters from the grave of Requiem and Tears. Make Fiendsmith's Lacrima. Lacrima's on summon, target Engraver and Graveyard. Summon it back. Moves to battle. Swing over the Ether Barrel with sequence. Engraver and Lacrima go face. Main phase 2, all 3 of their monsters are going to link together. Make Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. Lacrima was sent to graveyard. It targets sequence, return to the extra deck, burn 1200 more damage. During the end step, Deception of the Sinful Spoils will set itself from the graveyard. Pass turn. Ether Barrel attempts to use its effect to return itself to hand from graveyard. Appaloosa will negate. Duelist B has to full pass. Duelist A draws a Called by the Grave. Engraver in graveyard. Return Lacrima. Summon itself. Move to battle. Swing Appaloosa. Swing Engraver and take the game. Duelist A chosen to go first. Oh, we got some Flame Swordsman stuff going on. Summons Fighting Flame Swordsman. Attempts to use its on-summon to add a card. Opponent has an Effect Veiler, preventing the adding of the card. Cross out Designator, activate in response, naming Effect Veiler. The Flame Swordsman will resolve. Fighting Flame Swordsman's effect will add Flame Sword Realm to hand. Activates Flame Sword Realm. Its passive effect is your opponent can't activate cards' effects when you normal summon a Fire Warrior monster. They use its activate effect to send one monster from the hand or face the field to the graveyard, pitching one of their Ash Blossoms, to special summon a Flame Swordsman from their extra deck, and treat this as a fusion summon. So they have a Flame Swordsman now. Both their Flame Swordsman and Fighting Flame Swordsman will link together. Make Isolde, 2 Tales of Noble Knights. Isolde's Link Summon on summon will activate. Fighting Flame Swordsman will activate for being sent to graveyard. Fighting Flame will send away Salamandra, the Flying Flame Dragon, and Isolde will add Fire Flint Lady to hand, but they cannot use its effect or summon it this turn. Salamandra will activate for being sent to the graveyard. They can add a Salamandra spell trap from deck to hand. They add Salamandra with Chain. Isolde will then use her activated effect, sending away 4 equipped cards, to special summon a level 4 warrior monster. They summon Infernoble Knight Ogier. Ogier was normal summon, so they will add a Noble Arms or Fire Warrior from deck to hand. And Phoenix Gearblade was sent to graveyard to activate a monster effect, so it will return to hand from the graveyard. And Ogier, I was wrong, he does not add a card, he sent it away. He sent away Infernoble Knight Ricciardetto. Isolde and Ogier will then link together for the Link 3 Promethean Princess. Princess will activate her effect, resummon Ricciardetto back from the graveyard. Ricky's effect will activate for being normal summoned. They will target the Ogier in their graveyard, special summon it back, but then lock themselves into warrior monsters for the rest of the turn, which probably won't be a problem. Ricky and Ogier sync together. Make Angelica, Princess of Noble Arms. Angelica's on summon will let them add Noble Arms Museum to hand, which they activate. Then they use Noble Arms Museum, paying 1,200 life points, to add Infernoble Arms Durandal. Salamander in the graveyard. Target 1 warrior monster they can control and equip it. Angelica will respond to being targeted, and will banish herself until later, and tag out. Sending away Infernoble Knight Turpin, to summon Infernoble Knight Captain Roland. Player then activates Durandal, putting it onto Roland. Turpin will respond because they control a monster with an equipped card on it to special summon itself back from the graveyard. Then activate the effect of Durandal to add Renaud from deck to hand at the cost of destroying itself. Because they control a Fire Warrior monster, they can special summon Renaud and treat it as a tuner for the rest of the turn, or forever, for as long as it's on the field. Then, because it was special summoned, they will target a Fire Warrior monster or an equipped spell and add it to their hand. They get back Living Fossil. Turpin and Roland will sync together. Make Emperor Charles. Promethean Princess and Renaud link together for the link to Flame Tongue the Burning Blade. Flame Tongue will target one of their banished fire monsters, add to the hand, but they can't activate cards or effects with this name for the rest of the turn. They will get back their Turpin. Roland in the graveyard will equip itself onto Charles. Phoenix Gearfried will banish Durandal from the graveyard to summon itself. Ogier will equip itself onto Phoenix Gearblade. Then Charles will use itself as solo link material for Emperor Charles the Great. Emperor Charles will equip itself with the Emperor Charles from the graveyard. And now as an Omni-Negate, Noble Arms Museum will activate. Target one Noble Knight monster card in the spell trap zone, special summon it, but they cannot activate it unless they control an Emperor Charles. So they will move the Emperor Charles from Emperor Charles forward. Then activate Living Fossil. Target the Fighting Flame Swordsman in graveyard, summon it back. Fighting Flame and Emperor Charles the Synchro will turn into SP Little Knight. SP will banish the opponent's effect veiler from the graveyard. They will set Salamandra with Chain. Angelica will return to the field during the end step. And Emperor Charles will activate, equipping itself with Emperor Charles the Synchro from the graveyard. And Ogier. Opponent starts off by activating Infinite Impermanence. I got Infernoble in the brain. Attempting to negate the effect of Emperor Charles the Link monster. Emperor Charles will discard Phoenix Gearblade from hand to negate the Infinite Impermanence. Then Phoenix Gearblade was sent to graveyard for a monster effect, so it comes back. Player activates Primate Lordly. Ash Blossom will respond, preventing the adding of a card. Lordly is still in play because that's just its on-activate effect. Player summons Sage with Eyes of Blue. Its on-summon will attempt to activate, but Phoenix Gearblade will banish an Ogier, equip card, to destroy Sage and negate its effect. Silver's Cry is then activated. Sorry, Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons, similar art. Summoning a Blue-Eyes White Dragon. Promethean Princess in graveyard will target Angelica and the opponent's Blue Eyes, attempt to destroy both. Angelica will respond to being targeted. Angelica will send away Malgus, Infernoble Knight. And Promethean Princess does not need both monsters to remain on the field for her effect to resolve, so Angelica has tagged herself out, Blue Eyes is destroyed, Princess is back. Malgus was sent to graveyard. It will target 3 Fire Warrior or equip cards, return them to the deck, then draw 1. Player uses Lordly Load effect, naming Blue Eyes White Dragon. Max C will be discarded in response and resolve. Blue Eyes back on field. Player moves to end step, Angelica will return. Link monster Charles will equip itself with Infernoble Arms Al Mace. Then because it got equipped with the card, it will destroy a card on the field, which will be the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Lethal on board, every zone filled. Duelist A moves all their monsters to attack mode. Swing SP. Angelica. Swings Flame Tongue. Promethean Princess. And will take the game. They also got a stat boost from Flaming Swordsman, Salamandra. Neat. Let's see what one more gets us. I would have liked to have seen a bigger Flame Swordsman, though. Duelist A chosen to go first. We got more Fiendsmith. Player summons Sylvia of the White Forest. Its on-summon will activate. Attempt to add a White Forest spell trap, but the opponent will activate Infinite Impermanence to negate that. Fiendsmith Engraver will discard itself to add Fiendsmith Track to hand. Track will activate. Add Fiendsmith Engraver from deck to hand, then discard Fabled Lurie. Lurie was discarded, so it will come back to the field. Then be used as the solo link material for Fiendsmith Requiem. Fiendsmith line Engage. Requiem will tribute itself. Summon Lacrima Crimson Tears. Engraver in graveyard. Return Lurie to the deck. Summon itself. Engraver and Crimson Tears. Link together for Fiendsmith Sequence. Sequence to a fusion summon of Requiem and Crimson Tears, returning them to their respective decks. to summon Fiendsmith's Lacrima. Fiendsmith's Lacrima, target Engraver and Graveyard, summon it back. Engraver in sequence, link together. Make Sprite Sprint. This is new. Sprite Sprint. Send Estelar of the White Forest from deck to graveyard. Fiendsmith Tract will banish itself. To do the fusion summon using Sprite Sprint and Lacrima as material for Fiendsmith Rextramend. Requires a Fiendsmith fusion monster and a fusion a link monster. Unaffected by cards except for Fiendsmith while it's equipped with a Fiendsmith. You can only use each effect once per turn. If it's fusion summoned, you can discard a card, send a light fiend monster from deck or extra to the graveyard. If it is sent to the graveyard, you can target a different Fiendsmith card in your graveyard or banish to add it to your hand. They will discard a card. The card they discarded was Sinful Spoils of Slumber, Morian. Target Engraver in graveyard, return it to the deck. Lacrima will activate for having been sent to the graveyard, burn the opponent for 1200. They will then send Requiem from extra deck to the graveyard. Estelar in the graveyard will special summon herself. Because of Speller Trap effect, send a card to the graveyard. Spell Trap was sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect. So that would be the Morian that they discarded for Rextramend. So she's back. Sequence will then equip itself from the graveyard onto Rextramend. Estelar will activate, send away the Fiendsmith card to summon Rusia of the White Forest. Requiem will then activate, putting itself onto Rextramend. Rusia and Estelar sync together for Reselia, Sinister Soul of the White Forest, who will then send away the Requiem to add Elzette Azamina of the White Forest to hand. Elzette will summon herself for controlling a White Forest monster, sync together with Reselia. Make Diabel, Queen of the White Forest. Diabel on summon will activate. Target their Sinful Spoils Morian. Elzette will also activate as Chain 2 because it was sent to grave for a Synchro Summon to add a Sinful Spoils card from deck to hand. Adds Deception of the Sinful Spoils. And the Morian is returned. Deception is activated, tributing Sylvie to add the Hollowed Azamina to hand, which they will then activate, revealing Azamina Mu Resilego in the extra deck, confirming it, sending away the Sinful Spoils, and then summoning it. Resilego effect will activate for its on-summon, add a Sinful Spoils card in Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Spoils. Hollowed Azamina will activate, return Elzette to the deck, return itself to the hand, reactivate it, chain Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Spoils. Wanted will add Diabelstar, the Black Witch, to hand. Hollowed Azamina shows off Azamina Lila Sylvia, which is then summoned. It's probably Ilya, actually, but capital I's are kind of weird in this font. Rusia of the White Forest will activate from the graveyard, returning Reselia to the extra deck to summon herself back. Rusia and Azamina Resilago will sync together for Baron de Fleur. They will send away from their hand the Sinful Slumber Morian to summon Diabelstar. Diabelstar will activate for its on-summon. Morian will activate, resetting itself to the field. Diabelstar set a new Deception, which is then activated. Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Souls in the graveyard will activate, banishing itself. Return Deception to the deck, draw 1. Return Deception that was in the graveyard to the deck to draw 1, which is Azamina FS, which they then set. Oh my god, opponent's doing something crazy. I've never seen that card before in my life. Fake card, you made that up. Player activates Tensei Ryuge Anva, which lets them tribute a Ryuge monster from their hand or field, except itself, to special summon itself. And they will tribute Kyoro Ryuge Kaivya. Anva on board. Its on-summon will activate to target a card in the field and destroy it. That's neat. They target Baron. Baron will activate by negating that, which makes sense. It is a Pendulum monster, so it will go to the extra deck on being destroyed. And then because it was destroyed, they're able to set a Ryuge card from their deck, which is Ryuge Realm Dino Domains. So I guess these are Dino cards? Some of them are. They can only control one Dino Domains. It gives all their Ryuge monsters 300 attack. Ryuge Pendulum monsters and level 10 or higher monsters whose type is Dinosaur gain an effect of once per turn when an effect monster with less attack than it is activated. You can place a Ryuge Continue spell on the bottom of the deck to negate the activation. Kind of neat. The activate Melody of Awakening. Discarding Cairo Ryuge Emva. Opponent has an Ash Blossom to respond to that. And Duelist B activates a Max C, which is going to be really sad if they just drew that. But also, they didn't use their Ash Blossom at all while the opponent went full combo unimpeded. Strange. Melody is stopped, Max C is in effect, but it doesn't really matter. Deception will activate, draining the opponent for 1,500 life points, taking them for themselves. Kario Ryuge, because 2 or more monsters are sent from hand or deck to the graveyard, that can special summon itself back from the graveyard. Neat. Maybe they're not dead yet. Sinful Spoils of Slumber will activate, target a special summon monster, and turn it face down. Emva is turned down. Player passes turn. All monsters to attack mode. Baron effect, pop Emva. Deception effect, drain 1,500, take it for themselves. Swing Rexterman for 3,000. And the Queen of the White Forest will swing for the game. Don't know why they didn't activate. They either had Maxi or Ash Blossom in hand before their turn started, so why they didn't do either, I don't know. But these are questions we will never get answers to. And that'll bring us to the end of this installment of Master Duel Watch and Learn. If you got the stream, thanks for watching. Catching the replay, thanks for that too. Bye.